What is the most ridiculous thing you have seen at a party? A friend of mine did a Scooby-Doo themed party where he DM'd people their costumes that they should wear. I got Shaggy. Simple enough, just a green shirt and brown pants. I walk in the door to the party and am welcomed by the sight of 40 people, all dressed as Shaggy. It was glorious. Edit zoinks! You see the link on the screen. People had left by the time we took this, but it's still my favorite picture of all time.
I feel like this is the perfect way to hide a crime. All witnesses and suspects look the same.
Some jackass did 14 Jell-O shots in the span of an hour, thinking they weren't all that strong. Then that jackass decided to puke in the kitchen sink and all over the front porch. The vomit was this nasty congealed mix of vodka, Jell-O, and beer. Then that jackass left the party and walked home with only one shoe, no phone, and missing his driver's license. That jackass was me.
A drunk guy in a full gorilla costume sitting on a couch outside sees a drunk guy in a full banana costume riding by on rollerblades. They both immediately stop and turn towards each other, and without a single word spoken, charge full speed at each other and begin wrestling. About a minute later, both get up, winded, and the banana guy rolls off into the sunset, never to be seen again.
Arrived late to a HS party. Walk up the driveway to a chair being thrown out an upper floor window. Walk into a split entry. Dudes are upstairs holding potted plants, dropping them onto the heads of anyone going downstairs. Girl whose parents owned the house is passed out. I go up, friend hands me a beer, don't even get a sip before cops are everywhere. Ran out back, buddy hid the beer in a pile of firewood. Walk around front, cop checks me out, but I am sober and had no booze on me. I drove my buddy's car, we went for pancakes. After we ate, we went back to get the beer. Someone had taken an axe and cut the deck off of the house. We found our beer and hauled ass. And Monday morning, there was a huge investigation into who was at the party, trying to figure out who did the damage. 1990 was a simpler time.
I've seen someone uninstall the sink of a bathroom at a house party back in high school. They brought their own tools and took the time doing so. Edit. I know a video of the party exists. If I find it, I'll post it for you fine people.
3 guys tag-teaming a 40-year-old overweight woman who was married with children. And she was the manager at the local Domino's.
Shortly after arriving at a party, the sensitive guy with the acoustic guitar shows up. 15 minutes later, someone took the guitar and smashed him over the head with it, creating a large gash that bled profusely. The attacker then proceeded to run off into the night with the guitar and was never apprehended. It wasn't a good night for the musician.
Guy starts hooking up with a girl. He asks his roommate for condoms. This guy's about to lose his virginity to this girl. Everyone's happy for him. He goes into a room and starts going at it. One of his friends busts open the door and asks the girl if she wants a third. First guy's screaming no. Girl says yes. So this guy's first time, he's having to share with another guy. At some point, a third guy enters. The entire party stops, and everyone's just watching these guys rail this girl. Eventually, the first guy drops out and just sits down and watches while the other 2 guys bang the first girl he's ever had sex with. Felt bad for him. Edit 1. A bunch of people mentioned green text and Hoppy and Snake. I didn't know what any of you were talking about until u/Yelsa135 linked me. I'm actually going to check with the person in my story to see if that's his post. We'll update. Edit 2. Nope, that's not him. They're talking about it in that thread too. Apparently I posted this before him, and the guy copy-pasted to 4chan. From 4chan? I don't know what green text is, so I'm not sure what direction that's going in.
Half the partygoers gathered on the roof, ceremonially destroying a 4 feet tall statue chandelier thing. They threw it off the roof, and then everyone in the backyard either took a piece to commemorate the event or further destroyed the pieces of the statue. At another party, some guy set off a firework in an empty beer bottle and held it while it went off. Blood and glass everywhere. From what I heard, the guy was found an hour later passed out in the front yard, clutching his hand. Edit. There was another time at a house show where 50 people ended up huddling in the basement in silence for 20 minutes because a neighbor had called in a noise complaint and the cops showed up. Half the partygoers left after, but the band went back on. All in all, it was a fun time.
Saw a guy in a Chippendales outfit attempt a backflip into a keg stand. Ended up cracking his back on the side of the keg and getting his thong stuck on the tap. All the ice water then started pouring into his exposed crotch. I still have a video if anyone wants a laugh. You see the link on the screen? Made an Imgur just for you guys.
I went with my girlfriend and her friends to what was later revealed to me as a gay frat house. My girlfriend went to the bathroom for a while, and a bunch of dudes hit on me. I felt special, nice guys.
Your girlfriend? Come on, we're leaving. But these guys are nice. They say I have kind eyes.
That one guy even called me a bear. Do you even know what that means? Yay, he thinks I'm like a cool, manly man. Okay, we're definitely leaving.
Someone I know spent 2 hours trying to put a pumpkin in someone's mailbox. He wasn't just pushing it in, he started punching it. Couldn't believe the stamina on that person. It sounds boring compared to the stories here, but it was one of the funniest things I've ever watched. Of course, everyone spent the first 25 minutes trying to get him to stop, but after we gave up and just watched it, became hilarious.
You've heard of strip poker? We were playing Strip Red Rover. We were all in our 30s, sent one poor girl to the hospital with a busted knee.
This is something I would like to see, but would never want to participate in.
I was sitting on the roof and a guy said he wanted to dive through the window to get back into the house so he would look like James Bond. He ran to the window and dove right into a closed window. Cut his arm pretty bad and he just said, "Oh shit, I thought it was open. I should stop doing cocaine. Edit shitty spelling."
Kids smoking a catnip joint. The house owner was also selling rolls of toilet paper to the guests if they had to use the bathroom.
Smoking a catnip joint. Does catnip even do anything for people aside from making them cough? Edit. Apparently catnip is smoked and used in tea for a calming effect and has been used in this manner for many years. Thanks for all the responses. I learned something new today.
Not at all. I remember my friends and I used to smoke it in middle school because we thought smoking weed was cool, but didn't actually have any weed to smoke. Edit. There was also lots of coughing.
Probably the girl with the 4-year-old son who still breastfed him. She said she could squirt milk across the room, then proceeded to show us. I will forever know her as Lactating Tracy.
Did anyone get sprayed in the face? That could have been a much wilder party.
A friend got hit in the mouth. I'm pretty sure he dared her to test her aim, now that I think about it.
Dared her to test her aim. Ended up tasting her aim instead.
Invited to a party by a furry. We did know that she was a furry. We didn't know that it was a party for furries. We get there, and there's a guy getting a tail butt plug put into his ass in the middle of the floor, inches from people who aren't paying attention to it at all. Those people were playing Magic the Gathering. The people in the backyard were playing with a high-power laser identifying stars. We didn't stay long.
Some dude thought it is okay to throw up on my best friend Kat during the party. Kat was actually kind of cool with it. My friend wasn't.
At least it wasn't your ex pooping on your cat.
This is the second reference I've seen about pooping on cats. What's the story there?
I believe it was something to do with a question on Ask Reddit about what questions lawyers get asked, and someone's ex popped on their cat was asking a lawyer if they could get done for some actions in retaliation. Sorry for being vague, but I can't fully remember. It's a recent big thread on r/AskReddit, so you should find it. I'd look. But I'm on mobile in the pooper, and soon someone is going to come looking if I'm here any longer.
I remember someone heard some cops at the front door and decided to jump out the window leading to the backyard to get away. Probably should have made sure the window was open first. From what was to be just a noise complaint turned into an ER bill and paying for a new window.
A party I was at in college was busted by the cops, and one of the girls panicked because she already had 2 drinking tickets. She jumped out a bedroom window, landing at the feet of one of the cops. Edit for clarity. Drinking ticket is a citation for underage drinking, usually has a fine around $200.
Hold up. Is this real or a Modern Family reference?
Totally real. Even more ridiculous. When we figured out the cops had been called, Everyone else underage ran into the spare bedroom and shut the lights off. 2 girls hid in a closet. 3 guys were standing in the middle of the room, and I was standing near the door. Figuring it would be some time before the cops left, I sat down and leaned against the wall, my back facing the door. All of a sudden, the door opens and the light comes on. The officer looks straight ahead at the 3 guys and asks, "What you doing in here, fellas?" The 3 didn't respond, and she asked them to step outside. She then shut the light off and shut the door. My feet were sticking out beyond the door, bright green chucks at that. She never saw me. I was still holding my beer. I was known as Anne Frank for a while after that.
I thought butt chugging was just a joke from some frat bro movie I'd never seen. Nope, people do it, voluntarily, who aren't pledges or rookies or in any way being hazed.
I learned about butt chugging from Steve-O on the second Jackass movie.
As did I, and as hilarious as it is, it's also really gross, but it's Jackass too, so I wasn't expecting not gross stuff.
Thanks for watching. Leave a comment below and tell us what you think about all these situations. And don't forget to check out our other videos.